Okay guys, I'm going to take this opportunity to make a little quick video. We had a storm come through yesterday and do a little damage to one of my brown turkey figs. So I'm going to take and cut that limb and we're going to make some cuttings out of it. So let me show you what all I'm going to do with that. As you can see, this limb is knocked to the ground. Instead of letting this lay here in the way or be wasted and go to the compost pile, I'm going to come in right down here at the base. Let's see if I can get a shot of this. And I'm going to cut it loose right there. And I'm going to make some cuttings out of this and see about rooting it. Okay, now that I've got my limb back over here at my propagating frame, I'm going to start cutting this up. Now, with figs, you want to have a leaf node below the ground or the soil. So here's a leaf node here. I'm going to trim that up. I'm going to snip off that leaf, and I can actually come in right here, and I'm going to do about an inch above this leaf node. I'm going to cut it off just like that, and I'm going to take off some of this leaf. That's a lot of leaf. Now this has got two nodes here that's real close together. One just has to be below the soil and the other should be fine. If you'll notice on the end of this, see if it'll focus, you can see the milk coming out of that. Some people is allergic to that and it will cause irritation. With me, it causes me some irritation. If I'm picking figs and I get that juice on my fingers and then I eat the fig, I will get blisters in my mouth. So when you're working with these cuttings, be sure to wash your hands, and that'll save you a lot of discomfort. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 cuttings to be able to stick. Okay, for my medium, I'm going to use a coarse sand. This sand is actually a pool sand. It just needs to be a coarse sand, and okay, it just needs to be well draining. This container has holes in the very bottom. I cut a couple of them, nothing special, and I just cut it with my pruning shears, just kind of in a hurry. And with figs, you don't necessarily need a rooting hormone. So I'm just going to take and press these just right down in the sand. Just make sure you get a node down in the sand, like this one. You know, it don't have to go all the way to the bottom. Just as long as it's about at least a ½ inch or so under the sand. Now, with these figs, they've got that long leaf on them, so you might have to position them around a little bit so they'll fit. Just kind of like that. Some of these, you can tell the leaf is kind of coming out in a 90-degree angle, which makes it a little bit more difficult for these little short cuttings. And okay, you want to kind of firm them up as you go, and that way it'll hold the cutting in the sand. Let's see if I've got room in my propagating frame. So let me remove the container. Kind of difficult doing this one hand. I pull it out a little bit so when I raise it up, the water drips back into the propagating frame. As you can see, I'm about out of room in my propagating frame. These are the hydrangeas that I did that experiment on about clipping while they're rooting. Okay. You see now that I have a little bit of room in my propagating frame, so I'm just going to take this container and try to fit it down in here without bumping too much of my other. There we go. Got them in there. But as you can, I don't know if you can tell, my sand has shifted because of me squeezing the side of my container in. I might need to add just a little bit more sand in one corner. Okay guys, that's all there is to doing cuttings off of a brown turkey fig. And I'll just leave them in and probably take them out in the wintertime and put them into some pots, maybe some solo cups or something a little bigger, probably a quart size pot, because they will grow roots pretty rapidly. Thanks for watching, and God bless.